Disc breaker, girl bard, Andrew. Good of you to be here so quickly. Oh, hi, Kyo. What's up? Who's literally watching a VOD of one of the older streams? Yeah. Hi, Arctic Monkey. What's up? Saying hi. The course is on sale. Checking in and backing everybody up. You know, while I've been away, everybody gets real sloppy. Real sloppy. They say, oh, Steven's not around anymore for us to compare ourselves to. Just get sloppy. Do trash work. Be trash people. Everybody gets a little lax, a little too lax. Gotta come in here and remind you all that I am alive. I'm still the best. You all need to hold yourselves to a higher standard. Just a reminder so you don't get too comfy. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Xander. Echo? Only me? What does that mean? Oh, echo. Is there an echo? Could be my desktop audio is on. Anybody else getting an echo? Steven, you won't believe it. I'm drawing. You're right. I don't believe it. I don't believe you for a second. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Warrington says, peace be upon you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Aki. How you doing? Missed your stream so much. They're coming back. I've just been real busy with a workshop and working on the new course. You guys will see a lot more of me next year. You know, mid to end December or starting next year, you guys will see a lot more of me. Workshop doesn't wrap until beginning of December. And then after that, I'll have to go through a period where I play catch up on some course materials to have ready for my editor. So once those two big things are off my plate, it's time to annoy you all again, to menace all of you with my incredible skill. To show you all what is truly possible with chunky monsters. Chunky monsters. I'll also be doing a stream on Proco on Monday at 1 p.m. ET. If you guys want to drop by for that, I'll be working on a pencil drawing on that one. I'd really appreciate you guys being there for that one. I mean, I think it's billed the stream as handling complex shading with Steven Zapata, but it's like, obviously there's only so much of that I could cover in a short stream. It's really just me working on a drawing and answering questions. I'll give my thoughts on handling complex shading, but you guys know me, it'll get pretty meta, pretty subversive, pretty not what everybody else thinks. Because I'm the only person who's thinking right, and everybody else is thinking wrong. So it's just the way things are going to go. Also, my aunt, Arctic Monkey says, my aunt bought for me Idol, the Catherine Jones book. That's a great book. Unfortunately, shipping to England was far cheaper than to Poland, so I'll get it much later. You're going to love it. I have a copy of that Idol collection, Idol and New Age. I've got a copy of them on the bookshelf there somewhere. Great stuff. Great stuff. New course info when? Yeah, I don't really know how much info to give you, just what's been true. We work on it, every day. There's videos that are done. We have a bunch of finished videos. But it's really big, and it takes a while to make them because we're keeping the quality very high. So I really am not going to, I'm hesitant to feign a guess at a date just yet. I wouldn't want people fixating on that or anything like that. Pedro says your room is looking beautiful, Steven. Cozy place you got there. Yeah, did a big redo back there to use as a nice backdrop for the new course. Class it up a little bit. Hello, Wes. Helko Rather Soldier. Pito, hello. Thank you, Jenny. I'm glad you liked the dryad drawing. One look at the sketch and I feel like you're back in your project mindset. Yeah, a little bit. Always the projects are always percolating in the background. I got a lot of exciting new stuff in the works for 2025. Poking around on new projects with new collaborators. That's always exciting, new energy. Always fun to work with new people. Good things coming in 2025. Hello, orange fruit. Hello, Charlie. I'm happy to be back too. I had to remind you all I'm alive. I am alive. For people who have been waiting for course sales, I needed to let the people who have been waiting for course sales know that the course is indeed on sale. The info is right above my head. No codes or anything necessary. The discounts are applied on the website. Alive and gotten a haircut? Yes. It was it got pretty crazy. It got pretty crazy. The workshop people saw it. They saw it in various stages of insanity. Last week, my wife ran a loving hand through my hair and said, "It's time." But you know, it's pruning for future growth. Just makes it more potent. It comes back stronger. Warrington says, I like how this stream came on just as I was about to start eating dinner. Now you can't eat dinner. You have to draw. Forget your dinner. Draw with your food. Or throw your food away. Whatever you do, don't just sit there and eat. You have to draw. If it's your first time watching Steven's stream, you have to draw. Badim says, any tips for not taking yourself too seriously with art? Tips? Tips on that? I mean, just don't do it. You know, I don't really know what kind of tip to give in there. Just take extremely seriously that you should not take yourself seriously. There's no good reason to. Art is inherently unserious, at least in the way most people pursue it these days. You know, some people used to, you know, make art for political and spiritual reasons. So maybe they had some good reason to take themselves seriously, but most of you all, you're not doing that, are you? No. You're just drawing anime characters, right? So why take yourself so seriously? Just chill. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You try to lie to me, you're just lying to yourself. That's the only person you're lying to. I know what you're drawing. I know what's in your sketchbook. All right, don't show me. Don't show me. It's okay. It's okay, but you don't need to show me. But given what's in there, and we all know what's in there, maybe you don't need to take yourself so seriously, right? Maybe if that's what you're gonna draw, you just be happy the whole time, just chill out a little bit, Leave the serious stuff to the professionals. Like me. Me, I can do art. Seriously. Taking myself very seriously. I can do that. Because I have serious things I'm making. For serious reasons. You relax. Howdy birthday neighbor, says Dark Dank Doodles. Glad to see you alive, Steven. I'm glad to be alive. And it ain't my birthday. Steven, do you reset your desktop timer every new drawing session throughout the day, or do you let the timer be an ongoing count of time spent regardless of what you're focusing on? It's usually the task I'm on. These days I have to do a bunch of different stuff I need to do a bunch of different stuff throughout the day. So I usually only get like one controlled drawing session. So that makes it easy, but like then when I restart and I do like a feedback session, that I'll reset the timer, emails, new timer, admin stuff, new timer, things like that. It used to be that it was specifically just my drawing timer. So I would just run it whenever I was drawing. And if I took a break for half the day to go do other things, then it would just stay at that time. And when I'd come back, I'd hit it again and keep up. It was just like a timer for how much time did I spend drawing today. Sherry says, Steven, I'm going to be rich and famous one day. And when I am, I'll allow you to come into my VIP section. See, you've got a good head on your shoulders. You have excellent taste. Excellent taste. Much flourishing to you. Can't wait to join you in the VIP. Wes says anime is our cultural essence. Well, only a fool would debate that. Only a fool would debate that. Aki says, I was actually going to sit for meditation, but there is no way I'm missing this stream after so long. Sketchbook has to come out. You gotta draw. We can also take a moment to meditate. All good. Buddha body inhabited, even live on the internet. No problem. Incredible piece. If you ever want to test if you can find a moment of stillness, try finding a moment of stillness with 88 people watching you live on the internet. If you can find it there, you can find it anywhere, baby. Long time no see, Stephen. How you been? I'm good. I am good. I'd wish my life on anybody. Badim says, have you ever struggled with shaky hands, not only while doing art, but in general in everyday life? No. I mean, not like in any serious way. If that's like really serious for you, you should probably ask a doctor, because there's all sorts of like medical stuff that could be triggering that, or medications that you're on. You might be over-caffeinated. Rembrandt could draw the greatest anime girl. Get out of here with, he would never. He would never. He would never. Van Gogh, on the other hand, would definitely be a weeb if he was born today. Absolutely be a weeb. Honestly, I think a lot of the like impressionists and stuff like that, who were highly influenced by the cultural exchange that occurred with Japan around that time, they would have been big weebs. Frank Lloyd Wright. If Frank Lloyd Wright was born today, he never would have got around to making any of those beautiful buildings. He would have been totally absorbed in anime. I betcha. Lost to anime. Another great lost to anime. Is it normal to be inspired by niche Twitter artists? It is not normal! And not the typical Western Eurocentric style snobby art classicist. That snobby art that you're talking about is the objective grounding for what great art is. I mean, Rembrandt is cool and all, but can he draw anime girl? No. Wrong. He could have, but would he desecrate his skill with such a thing? Absolutely not. Yeah, just you know, kayfabe aside, please. Just like this, the notion of what's normal, what isn't. We're all artists and we're all into art. We're all freaks. There's no normal. There's no normal. There's no normal in art. We're all cuckoo crazy. You're barking up the wrong tree asking what's normal in art. Have you ever read Hellboy, Stephen? I love Mignola's style. Yeah, Mignola's great. I've read some Hellboy. I don't know which Hellboy in particular you're talking about. You know, there's been, I can't even remember which ones I have read. I've never like sat and like read through a whole Hellboy. Actually, that's not true. Recently, I did one of the spin-offs that I'm not sure if Mignola wrote it, but there's like something in the Hellboy series. But other times I've grabbed like the big compilations, like the artist versions, like the really big ones. I've grabbed those off the shelves at libraries and bookstores many times and sat with them and read big chunks of them. I should buy one of those. Yexes is spamming, trying to bait me, talking about being better than me. Well, look, man, as much as you want to try to bait me, it's not much bait because everybody understands. I am by far the best and certainly better than you, without a doubt. All you thinking that you're better than me does is reveal your own ignorance, unfortunately. But I have faith in you. Through hard work, application, and diligence, you might one day reach the level where you can appreciate how much better I am than you. I think if you work very hard, you might be able to get there someday. No one is better at art than the maker of Red Diamond Man. Red Diamond Man. Red Diamond Man. Oh, those dulcet tones. Beautiful. I've not felt the pleasure of those notes leaving these lips in a long time. Red Diamond Man. Glorious day. Ahmed and Steven are both alive. Did Ahmed post today? On YouTube or something like that? All right, what on earth am I drawing? Pretty rad, actually. Pretty goddamn rad. Pretty rad. He posted a 38-second video. Whoa. That's like infinity X% more than usual. He back. I gotta see that later. Kyokusei says, the harmonic minor Red Diamond Man melody is truly captivating. I must compose a set of preludes and fugues on it. That's awesome. On the theme. That's what I was trying to say. I'm too curious. I gotta... Wow, what the? You guys are totally right. Pressing restart, a quick hello, I am alive and well. Wow. Well, see, I knew he was alive and well. I was exchanging cryptic emojis with him just the other day, but it's good that you guys know that now. Good morning, to mold, middle finger. So, like, what's going on in all your lives? Everything going good in the art world? I've been away. I've been in my own little art world. I'm working on my own little art things. Everything good around here? Bent says, how deliberate are you? How can you be deliberate when just sketching? Think about the idea of intent and control lately. When I'm sketching like this, I'm very not deliberate. I'm just reacting to impulses and throwing lines and reacting from one line to the next. I troubleshoot deliberately, but in the moments where I'm actually creating a line, it's like, okay, but to get the broader view, right? I am not consciously deliberate, but I don't just mean this as words, but really deep down, I truly believe drawings are made by the body and not the mind. So even though I don't feel deliberate in this very narrow scope that is my consciousness, I trust that I am deliberate on a deeper level that is perhaps more obscure to me. But that is still probably the more useful, more profound, more activated part of the art practice. So even though it doesn't feel deliberate, it's like when I pull back, I'm like, it is though. It is deliberate. Aka says, hi, Stephen. How can I have been watching you for a year plus and still unintentionally making same mistakes you've been pointing out? I just realized earlier I haven't been drawing my dream picture this year. Brothers, friends, comrades in arms. Lick your wounds. And then break the chains around your neck. And arise. Arise. New, strong, reformed. Awake, arise, or be forever fallen. Stop making yourself small. Stop relinquishing your entire art practice to unscrutinized myths and images that have been living inside of your mind for years, decades. Seize this one special dimension of your life. Make it your own. Make your pictures. There is nothing in the way except what you put there. All the tortures, all the suffering. I'm making no comment here about what those things feel like in other parts of life, what they are in other parts of life. But in art, it is obvious that they can only be self-generated. Break through. Stop lying to yourself. You poor things. It's a shame you didn't have more courage. Kyo says, well, why the long face? Impulse. Impulse. Shaz says, I think you've mentioned this in a previous vid, how the purpose of getting good or studying certain things is so the information can pass from the mind to the body. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, that would be elucidated in some detail in an older video called Why It's Important to Get Good at Drawing. I think that one covers that. There is also a newer video called Drawing. I think that one's just called straight up Drawings Are Made by the Body, Not the Mind. And I don't think that one goes into as much detail about the importance of specifically letting things slip under the surface and become unconscious, but that older video does. Thank you, Lalokin. Oh, silly me, I haven't even drawn while this is on. This is the perfect opportunity. You're right. It is. Steven, is your pressure sensitivity set to opacity or thickness or both? I got my first tablet yesterday, so I don't know how anything works. Mine, this is currently both. It's size and pressure. Almost everything that I draw, I use these 4 they got out of order. These first 4 brushes in this line over here. So it's the hard round, 2 versions of the hard round and 2 versions of the soft round. And it's the hard round with pressure sensitivity on size and opacity. Oh no, size I use the overall toggle. So it doesn't always have size on, but there's a version with opacity toggle on, with opacity jitter on, a version with opacity jitter off, and then the airbrush with opacity jitter on and then opacity jitter off. And I use this airbrush, the one that doesn't have the opacity jitter. I use this one pretty often. So you can see without size toggle, it just leaves a perfectly opaque airbrush line. Like I'm touching very lightly here, but it gives you full coverage, right? So it's still opaque. It makes a definitive statement, but it's soft edged. And that aligns with the way that I think of lighting, because I'm very big on even soft edge shapes having soft edged forms and shapes still being specific in their shape. So this airbrush helps me achieve that. And sometimes I put the size jitter on it. So there's no opacity change on it, but I can still get the size variation. And I like laying in shadows like that because you can see that if I make it, calm down Photoshop, it's all right. If I make it really big and flick away from it, you can see how I get this lovely variety that I really like, from really soft over here to the tail sort of becomes this very sharp little detail. And I know that that's really affected and a lot of people wouldn't like stuff like that, but I got used to it. And again, it just aligns with the way that I think of the modeling factors and the basis of form. So I like using this brush a lot to design in shadow shapes like this. So there's no opacity flow. It's basically it's basically the totally hard round brush, just with soft edges. And since I'm a like hard lighting kind of a guy, the kinds of shapes that I use to make my shadow shapes, using this kind of a brush, I really like the variety that I get of like really soft over here to really sharp in a place like that. I don't always work like that, but when I do. Anon says, hey, Stephen, I completed a 16-page comic, and while it is certainly no masterpiece, I did complete it, and I feel proud of it. Excellent. That is great. I learned a lot, and I've began the next one. I think drawing comics is helping me learn more than just forcing myself to study in a boring way. That's it right there. People don't believe me when I say it, but every now and then someone else actually puts it into practice, and then they come back with the same insight. So thank you. Scream it from the mountaintops. Valkin says, always, the best way to get better is to have fun, gentlemen. That is correct. That is correct. That's how you level up fastest, feel good fastest, experience joy, peace, equanimity, and compassion for your fellow man and all beings fastest. MG Sonic says, Stephen, every time I see you, I am inspired by the freedom you exhibit in both art and in the way you express yourself. I aspire for such freedom every day. Wish you the best. Thank you so much, MG Sonic. I appreciate it. If there's one thing I could be very happy to inspire someone towards, it would be to greater self-expression. Let her rip, baby. Let her rip. It's art, baby. You're not at the office. You're not arguing with your partner or your mom. Be yourself. I mean, if you can't do it here, in this structureless realm of your own invention, where can you be yourself? If you're going to put rules, limits, and suffering on yourself here, you're going to do it everywhere. You're going to do it everywhere. Like when you're making art, you're literally, you're the god of your own little universe. You're just playing around in your own head. Any pain you find there, shackles, fetters, hindrances, they could only be coming from one place. Opera says, how do you get used to the weightless feeling of digital drawing versus pencil or paint? It just takes time. It just takes getting used to. It's not for everybody. I mean, I really struggle to finish things digitally. Like if I know I want to finish something, I will almost always go do that traditional. Just because the weight and reality of it makes it much easier to spend that amount of time pleasantly subsumed by the work. The glassiness and weightlessness of digital sort of, I really love it for sketching like this, for just looking for broad ideas and working quickly. But I would not say that I've resolved, even after all these years, I know I can do a better finished traditional, you know, and it's because traditional pulls me deeper into the work, deeper into the work. Drawing your dream pictures is exceptional advice, and I was wondering how you got over that feeling of discouragement when everything you are putting down isn't working, says Arnold Designs. There is a failure of like rationality or intuition or logic right at the core of being discouraged by things not working when you put them down. I know that this might be very difficult to accept, or it may seem like sort of small consolation, but when things that you put down don't work and don't go the way you hoped, nothing actually went wrong. That is just the necessary result of where you are in the journey, how much you've practiced, how you were feeling that day, whether you had a good breakfast, have you exercised enough this week, when's the last time you talked to your mentor, like everything. Whenever anything goes wrong, it's never, people think it's about them in a really personal way, right? Of them that lands on a robust them, right? They think it's about them and it means something about them. And it usually means something negative, that they're a piece of shit, they're not working hard enough, all these reasons to run a guilt complex, right? It's not. It just isn't. It's just the necessary result of everything around what went wrong in that drawing. In the extreme, not understanding this has produced a precarious backwards situation for most artists who are learning online, where they're beginners and they have the totally broken intuitive expectation that as beginners, it's their responsibility to make beautiful abstract drawings on their own, and that masters are supposed to get involved in big projects. And that's totally backwards. When looked at from this viewpoint, and just with straight up reason, right? Like, it is impossible for beginners or intermediates, really, low level intermediates, to make disposable, shallow, like just conditionless drawings beautiful. That is the realm of the master, right? It is the master as the built up life experience and skill to just sit down with no direction and no purpose and do a beautiful drawing. That should be obvious. It should be obvious that that's only the purview of the master. A beginner is not supposed to do that. They can't reasonably expect that from themselves. They have very elevated taste because their taste is for the best people in the world. Craig Mullins, Kim Jong-gi, Claire Wendling, Eliza, all the classic people, all your favorite artists are freaks. They're freaks and they define your taste. It's crazy to hold yourself up to the level of your taste in that regard. You do projects so that you have other wholesome things to try to get out of your art, so that when it doesn't look like a Karl Kopinski drawing, you can at least say, well, I told the story, I made the comic book, I shipped the product, I communicated with somebody, right? My friends, my family, whatever. It doesn't have to be all of social media. You let that create a virtuous cycle of success and dopamine. You don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. And when you're a master, then you can drop everything and just, do whatever and it'll look great. This is a very, very long conversation, but to sum it up, everybody's completely backwards on everything. Completely backwards on everything. Hi, Proco. How you doing? How do you become a freak then with the frowny face? That's the thing. To become a freak like you dream of, you need to feel wholesome and joyful when you draw. You need to prioritize feeling electric, feeling excellent while you sit and work, right? Most people cast this into the future. They put up this intuitive wall that says, I'm not allowed to feel good about my work or while I draw until I'm as good as Karl Kopinski or whatever, right? Until I'm as good as the freaks, right? They create this false image and they torture themselves with this day after day after day. That will, of course, burn you out, ruin your emotions, make you crazy, and you'll never become great because you can't compete with people who are having fun the whole time, right? Like, I love drawing. It feels great the whole time, right? I'm sitting here on stream. I don't feel pressured. I don't feel weird. It's just fun. It's always fun, right? Even when I'm doing something challenging, it always feels fun, right? That makes it easy for me to draw all day, every day, to talk about art all day, every day, and not get burnt out, and indeed feel recharged by it. There's no way you could put in the hours and have the focus and have the connection with the work that I do if you're miserable. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You need to prioritize feeling wonderful while you work and being kind to yourself and allowing yourself infinite compassion and infinite patience and just letting yourself make the kind of work that you love. That is priority number one in the art practice. You're not going to get to any of the places that you dream of if you hate what you're doing day to day. It's just not going to work. Stan says, just finished up recording some lesson stuff and saw you were live, so I'm eating some lunch while watching. Enjoy your lunch, Stan. Have an excellent lunch. And enjoy the wild, erratic tone of my streams. You know, all that stuff about having fun and really enjoying drawing while you do it would almost be beneath mention, not worth saying, except for the fact that it is like an epidemic in our current time. Like, it is very common across many artists that I work with in workshops and that I talk to, especially here on streams and things like that. This thing that should be a given, that you actually like drawing. Again, not in 10 years, not in 20 years, but today, whenever you started. This thing that should be a given is completely backwards for a lot of people. They're starting on the wrong foot. You know, they are miserable on the journey. They didn't know it was possible to enjoy themselves while they did it, even while their work doesn't live up to their taste, right? This is essential. People need to, this is the mind work. This is the mental work. People need to break that bad assumption in half, sweep it away, and enjoy themselves while they work. That sounds like an extensive personal journey. I just want to do cool drawings. Dude. Just doing cool drawings has been a mind-consuming pursuit for some of the most brilliant minds in all of history, right? There's nothing mere about it. There's no just doing cool drawings. Art is big, and it will force you to encounter yourself and to take your internality seriously. It's about yanking something out of your soul. It's no mere thing. There's no just doing it. You can tell from how crazy it makes people like me. It's always going to be an extensive personal journey. Stan's answering someone in chat. Says for draftsmen, not anytime soon, but you can see Stephen talk with us next week if that's something you want. Best I could do for now. Yes, for anyone who did miss it, we'll be on Proco this Monday at 1 p.m. ET. If you go to my community tab, I have linked the live stream link there, so you can click it and hit notify me so that you don't miss it when we go live. And I can show you guys the drawing that I'm gonna do on that stream. Yeah, here's the work in progress on it. And I've got that's a whip scan. I've got did I take a picture of it this morning? I don't think so, but I've got some bigger. I think this one shows more of it. Yeah, I'll be working on this one on the Proco stream. Be there or be square, indeed. Thank you, Stan. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of tricky stuff to talk about on this one. Sort of, you know, this is a dryad for a project that I'm working on. A lot of, you know, getting the primary forms to read like a person, but then building it out of these highly textural subforms. I wanted it to feel like an illusion, you know. This is based on a bit of writing that I did for the project where this dryad sort of manifests in a flicker, in a blow of autumn leaves. So I wanted it to almost feel like she's not quite there. Like it's just a perfect little concatenation of the position of this leaf against that leaf, against this leaf, against that leaf. A lot of illusion stuff in there. So that's what I'll be poking at on the stream. We'll talk process, opening up the process, inviting things into your process, not getting trapped in there. All right, I'm just gonna drop an eye in here. Yeah. These kinds of shapes, very influenced, on these kinds of shapes, I always feel very influenced by like transformation masks and sculptures from the indigenous of the Pacific Northwest here in the United States. I really love the stylization that they have around long, animalistic, animistic, antic shapes like that. Very cool stuff. Everybody, it has been a blast. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I showed what I'm gonna do on Monday on the Proco channel. Let's see what sketches we did. We did that weird guy. We did that weird guy. And we did that weird guy on this stream. And I actually have to run because I've got to do office hours with my workshop students in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all here and go talk to my workshop students. Yes, Form from Imagination is on sale. The info is up there. My videos on Proco are also on sale. They're running a Black Friday sale all month. You can find all those links on my accounts, but you all know how to get to Proco, right? Stand like the first potato head guy? Yeah. Like I said, you gotta be having fun. You gotta be having fun. All right, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you all soon. Happy drawing in all of your adventures. And I would love to see you on Monday at 1 p.m. ET over on the Proco channel, where I'll be working on that pencil drawing that I showed, and we can keep chatting. All right. Bye, everybody. Take care. Good to talk to you all.